So this is something we get to do today that is something really fun that we don't get to do every year, because sometimes the ice gets bad and sometimes the warm weather doesn't support us on the ice as well. So we're going to go out and see if we can catch some food, and it's something that we utilize every year because it's a food source. And we got this great lake here, and it's pretty big, it's pretty long. It's not all that deep, but it does house a lot of good species of fish that we get to fish for. So that's something we're going to show you how to do today. So the set that we have here is just a regular old spool of 25-pound test line. It's a rig that's not normally traditional, but it's quick, it's easy setup, it's easy getting in the water, and it works just as good as a pole. But what we do is we put a bobber on the line and then put it on the edge of the hole, and then whenever the fish bites it, they just knock the bobber down into the water. And so that indicates that the fish has been biting it. I've had one bite on it today, and nothing yet, catching wise anyway. And it's just kind of a simple way of doing it. You usually don't have to have a pole, and like I said, it's a quick, easy way of getting your line down in the water. And it's still just a regular old worm and power bait setup. And this had a little different color on it, and to see if they were coming and hitting something different. So the lake fishing sucked because the wind was blowing so hard, so we decided to come down about half an hour south of where we were fishing on the other part of the lake below a dam. So we're gonna try some different style of fishing, drifting stuff and bait, and see if we can catch anything else down here. The wind's not blowing here as bad, and the weather's kind of rainy, but we'll see what we can catch. As you can see, the protective part of this fishing is a lot better than the last. I've gotten 2 so far in the last, half an hour or so. So the fishing's a lot better south of, well, it was good.
That happens.
Trout, baby. So the day wasn't a total loss. We actually did catch 1. I had a few others on down below the dam where we were fishing in that little river there, and I'm going to show you how to fillet it. So this was a pretty good sized one. It would probably feed a family of 4. So with me and Jenny, it's going to feed us probably a couple times. I'm going to show you the correct way, or one of the ways, to fillet it. So you need a good cutting board and a good fillet knife. And when I say fillet knife, it's because it's flexible. And so I've got a little cutting board here, and then there is a fillet board here that you use to hold onto the nose. And then when you look at this, you can see, you look at the fish, you can see the backbone that runs down here. So you want to take your knife, and I'm going to be doing it with my left hand, so it's going to be a little bit different. You just kind of get in there a little bit. You can kind of feel it. And you just work your way down. So you want to see, you can see the back of their gills here. There's like a little bone, and you want to get right behind it and behind their fin bone, and just cut all the way down. You can feel their bone. You don't want to cut through their backbone, and you just work that knife just back and forth along that cut. You can see where it just kind of opens up and fillets it. You just work your way down, and it doesn't take much pressure. You can feel that mid bone. You can feel that midline spine bone there, and then just kind of work your way down it. And if you feel like it's binding up, just lift your blade up a little bit and just keep going all the way. And this is a point where you need to stop, because if you cut it all the way, it's a little harder to fillet it, and then you just fillet it open. And then you can either, sometimes some people like to leave the skin on. I like to just leave it at that point there, and then cut down. You can see the flesh, or you can see the hide. You just kind of get to that, and then you just move your blade just back and forth in a sawing motion. kind of along that skin layer there, and just work it back and forth. And there you have it. There is some rib bone here. You can either leave it in for when you're cooking it. Sometimes if you leave it in and cook it that way, it holds together a little better. And some people like to just flay it off now, and you just get in behind them. Sometimes it's a little hard, it's a little slippery, a little slimy. You just kind of work your way around those bones, and you can feel them. Just kind of work your way in underneath them, and they just flay right off. And then the bones are off. And sometimes you got to feel around a little bit. Sometimes you miss a couple. I missed them right on the edge there. And this trout was pretty fat, so it had pretty good wide belly meat. And usually the belly meat's what people like the most. It has more omegas and fatty acids and stuff in them. A little bit there in the back there. So that's how you fillet a fish. And if you like how we do this, just go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel and share that video, guys. That's how we get around and we help others. And with your friends seeing it, their friends see it, and it just spreads on like that. And that's how we can get the word on out how to help people do this and live this lifestyle a little better. Thanks for watching.
Well, Seth got his fish, but there's no good place to tie the stringer, so the fish is out there in the water on the stringer, and it is tied to my leg.